writing music is so important to me for reasons that extend far beyond my oversized ego and far beyond things that I can explain with my words. And writing a song and having someone else hear it and being proud of it is really a fulfilling and beautiful thing that no one can really take away from me, and that has nothing to do with how successful or unsuccessful or wealthy or unwealthy I am. It has nothing to do with who cares about me and who doesn't. And it's something that's very personally mine, and something that I very personally can improve upon or explore at my own discretion. It's really up to me to turn my world into songs and share them. And because of that, I want to do a very kind of improvised, like free explanation of the thoughts and process behind my latest album, Freak Machine. Because Freak Machine is something that I really put a nice fat chunk of myself into, and then I put it out there, and it's just like, what's next? Well, I'm not really, honestly, I'm not super concerned with selling it or making money from it, and I'm not really concerned with convincing people to buy it, but I am concerned that I'm just not maybe doing enough to share the message and the ideas behind it and the sounds, because there might be people out there who would really like them who aren't hearing them. So I'm going to be talking about Freak Machine. There are so many things to talk about. I'm going to get into the form. I'm going to get into my influences, like Dmitri Shostakovich, this great composer from the 20th century who really inspired the piece. I'm going to talk about my girl problems that I used to have and all kinds of stuff. So it should be pretty cool. It'll definitely have some abrupt cuts because I'm doing it in that vlog unscripted style, and there's just going to be inevitable mistakes when I'm talking, but it's possible that there won't be. So far I think it's going okay. So first of all, Freak Machine is a almost 40-minute piece about, on a very broad level, it's about unrequited love, but more importantly it's about the things that bother us and become a perpetual loop of anxiety in our heads that we then turn into monsters that continue growing in our minds. And it's about how if you didn't know that other people experience these same experiences of just caring for someone and then they don't love you back, and then you just become like such a shell of a person, or anytime you're mad at someone and then you just keep getting more and more mad as you ruminate on the idea. If you experienced that and you didn't know that anyone else experienced it, you'd probably think you had gone insane. But it's very humbling and comforting, and just, it's very, very helpful to know that everybody goes through that. Everybody, no matter how bad or serious the problem is, lets their problems explode in their minds and then really make them weaker in a lot of ways. And so Freak Machine is this caricature of misery, and this caricature of desire, and this caricature of desperation that I hope will inspire people to say, oh well, at least I'm not that messed up, when they hear it. And so in the coming weeks I'll be talking about the music and all kinds of stuff, but today I just want to maybe describe the backstory and where I was when I started working on it, and see where that takes us. So I wrote the piece in like 2009, 2010, around there, like at the intersection of those 2 years. It was back when I was extraordinarily single. No, I wasn't single. I wasn't single when I wrote it, but it was inspired by a time when I was. Darn. I wrote the piece in 2010, specifically to comfort one of my friends who was feeling particularly distressed and lonely, and I was remembering this time where I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, I was just kind of desperately looking for love and failing to find it, because I was seeking it like a trophy that you could just, if you just dug the right hole, you'd find it buried there. But really, I think love comes from self-love first and foremost, because if you respect and love yourself, then you have the strength to not weigh someone else down with your own needs and negativity, but you can be a supporter. And you also will have the self-confidence to say, hey, is this person really good enough for me? I think that's a question people don't ask very often when they're in love. It's like, you fall in love with someone and they keep kind of disappointing you, and you're reading all their texts like over and over again, and it's you put in all this emotional effort to get them to tell you that they love you or something, or that they think that way about you, but maybe you never even consider whether or not they really make you happy, or really can make you happy. So if you love yourself, then it's much easier for love to find you, sort of, to be kind of cliche about it. And anyway, I had gone through, my share of loneliness, just as anyone has, and then my friend was going through it really hard, and some other friends were too, and I just realized there was this time in college where everyone just started getting depressingly lonely, and I wanted to comfort them, and so I started writing, and there's a lot more to it than that, and I hope to share a lot of specifics about the music and upcoming videos, so stay tuned for part 2, and we'll dig even deeper.